Bonjour tout le monde. Hello everyone. Do you like desserts? Because I sure do. So let's talk about the history of some famous French desserts. If you decide to travel to France, here are some useful things to know for your trip. France is a country located in Europe, with Paris or Paris being the country's capital. In Paris, you can find the Eiffel Tower, or as the locals call it, Le Tour Eiffel, one of the most famous monuments in France. Another famous monument is the Louvre, home to many famous artworks such as the Mona Lisa and the Winged Victory of Samothrace. Here are some words and phrases you might need to know when communicating in France. Oui means yes, non means no, s'il vous plaît means please, merci means thank you, de rien means you're welcome, je voudrais means I would like. You could use this phrase when ordering food or telling someone what you want in general. Une table pour, a table for a certain amount of people. À droite means to the right, and à gauche means to the left. Numbers are also useful to know for any language, so let's learn the first 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of these facts are sourced from Le Codex Solar, Origins of Chocolate Mousse, The Macarons, The History of Macarons, and Best of France Tarte Tatin, the story behind the iconic pie and recipe. La mousse au chocolat is a famous French pastry known for its recognizable airy texture, its chocolate flavor, and for being a simple French dessert. Mousse is the French word for foam. It was first described as mayonnaise de chocolat, chocolate mayonnaise, due to its creamy texture. It was created by French post-Impressionist painter Henri Toulouse-Lautrec. As a hobby, he experimented with different recipes and has made many signature dishes throughout his lifetime. However, mousse au chocolat would go on to be his only famous dish. Joseph Menon used mousse au chocolat in his cookbook named La science du maître d'hôtel confiseur, roughly translated to The Science of the Master Confectioner. The dish was commonly used in savory dishes, which involved vegetables, fish, and meat. Menon's cookbook became famous shortly after the French Revolution, and is now a well-known delicious dessert from France. Today, people celebrate Chocolate Mousse Day on April 3rd. Le macaron is known for being a bite-sized dessert with a crunchy shell and smooth filling. Macarons have been traced as far back as 8th century AD to the Venetian monasteries in Italy. The origins of the macaron and macaroni may have a similar past due to their similar spelling in first creations in Italy. When French Queen Catherine de' Medici married Henri II of France, her Italian pastry chefs brought the dessert with them from Italy, and a more French-styled macaron was created in 1791. In the following year, macarons gained popularity because 2 Carmelite nuns baked and sold the dessert while seeking asylum during the French Revolution in order to afford their housing. These 2 nuns would go on to be known as the Macaron sisters due to their contribution to making the macaron more well known. In the 1930s, macarons were modified even more to include special flavors, fillings, and 2 shells. It is still debated who officially made the modern macaron. Pierre de Fontaine has been credited with its creation in the early part of the 20th century, but another baker, Claude Gerbet, also claims to have invented it. Sometimes the macaron's filling is called Gerbet, alluding to one of its possible inventors. Similar to Chocolate Mousse Day, you can celebrate Macaron Day on March 20th. La Tarte Tatin has a notable taste of both apple as well as caramel, containing a crisp top and soft apples. La tarte means pie, so this dessert translates to Titan pie. Surprisingly, this dessert was an accidental discovery, unlike the previous 2 pastries. The Titan sisters ran a hotel and restaurant around the late 1800s, with Caroline Tatin being in charge of the reception, while Stéphanie Tatin cooked the food. Stéphanie Tatin had a signature apple pie dish that had the same characteristics as the Titan pie. One day around lunchtime rush hour, she placed the pie in the oven upside down, but realized when it was too late, and had to serve the pie as it was. The dish ended up being a major success, and the restaurant was able to popularize the pie altogether. One legend claims that Maxime Louis Voable tried to steal the sisters' recipe by sending a spy disguised as a gardener to obtain the recipe. It was successful, and he was able to put the dish on his own restaurant's menu. However, Mr. Voable was born in 1902, and the Titan sisters retired from the hotel in 1906, making Voable 4 years old by the time he stole the recipe, thus making the story remain a fun legend. Most historians conclude that it was the well-known Parisian restaurant critic Maurice Edmond Ceilland, known as "Prince of Gastronomy", who made the tart famous by mentioning the pie in his French travel guide. By the late 1930s, it was included on the menu at Maxime's restaurant of Paris and is one of the most famous French desserts to this day. These were some of the most famous French desserts that you hopefully learned a little bit more about. Au revoir! Goodbye!